Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a bonus new moon for the month of December tarot oracle reading. And Taurus, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Taurus, we still all have a little bit of Taurus in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Taurus in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already shuffled and cut the cards. I'm going to begin now with the underlying energy. And the underlying energy is the world. So that's pretty cool. So the world is talking about, it's the 21st card in the major arcana. It's the last card in the major arcana. So it's talking about the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, which is perfect energy for now. The new moon is on the 20th, and it's a Sagittarius full new moon, and the energy is just right before Christmas and into like moving into the new year. The new year is a 10 year. That means like 2 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So it's the end of one year and in the beginning of the new. 2025 was a 9 year, and it's the end of a cycle. So we're really going to notice when this the end of the year comes more than usual, because we're not just changing years, we're actually ending one cycle of energy that's been lasting for close to a decade, and we're moving into another. So this card is the underlying energy for the reading, and now the underlying energy for, it's interesting, this is the underlying energy for the bottom part of my spread. This is regarding the what ifs. And so your internal dynamics, the internal forces. And so this energy is talking about walking away from the old and moving forward to the new. This person has put a lot of work into something, or this just can represent their life. And cups represent love, but they also represent something you love to do or something you love to be. And so it's really interesting. We have the full moon here, which was on December 4th. It was a Gemini moon. And then we have the new moon, which is coming up here, what this reading is for. And this is talking about someone having put a lot of work into something, or this is their life, and now they're walking away towards something else that pleases them. And this card quite often will be like the energy's just done. And that, that's kind of typical of the energy that I've been seeing in the last, while, because I feel it's because of the changing, like that cycle from 2025 to 2026. And also the full moon is a time to release, and then the new moon is to start the new. So it's good energy for this. Okay, but there's some regret. Okay, there's regret over these three cups here. I feel like we have 5 and then we have 3. And these last 3 cups have spilt. And this card is talking about regret. It's crying over spilt milk energy. But like this is actually wine, and it has spilt on the ground. This person is like really focused on what they've lost here and they can't regain. And they need to turn around and pick up these 2 cups, walk down the path, over the bridge, over the troubled water here, and go to the castle, like start moving forward again. The castle is half dilapidated and half standing, and this is indicating also the energy of like the attitude. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? So the internal forces, the dynamics, and having strong boundaries to outside energy is going to be really important for you to be able to move forward. If you could stand here and stare at these for the rest of your life, or you can turn around and be grateful for the 2 that are standing and move forward. So we'll see. what the energy is like. Okay, so these 3 cups, it looks like someone else has them. That's all, it's just coming up like that. This isn't my favorite card. It's a card of celebration, but the people aren't looking at each other when they're toasting each other. So you're wondering, what are they toasting? It's not each other. And it looks like they might be toasting these 3 cups. They might have those 3 cups, or those 3 cups may have been knocked over because of them. And that's why you're walking away from what you're doing. This card, you know, in European cultures in particular, when you're toasting people and you don't look at them, it causes 7 years bad luck in your love life. So, you know, it's just kind of this card, it sometimes can represent gossip and slander and that kind of energy. And I would say, but I'm looking here and I'm wondering if Taurus, this might have been, you know, something like a slightly different, like it's a whole new world. I'm walking away from, maybe you were friends with these other 2 people and you have regret over these 3 cups. We'll see. We will see. Because sometimes this can talk about a relationship where there's 3 people rather than 2. And one of them doesn't necessarily know about the 3rd person. And then we've got the 5 of Swords. So this energy is about thoughts and your mental intelligence. And so this person has battled, and like there's these 3 swords here, and then he's got 2 standing, and that's what I feel like. This is like the 3rd person possibly, and the other 2. So there could have been 3 people involved in something together. It could have been a love relationship, like it could have been something like that. And perhaps one of you is walking away from that relationship, and you know, it's been a battle of wills, kind of. This card can represent 3 different versions of yourself. It can also represent being of 3 minds, like the subconscious mind, which is developed by the time you're like from born to about 6 or 7, and that energy is very heavily imprinted on us. It's our subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind, really, when you think about it, we were not really, most people can't remember those early years. I'm just going to move this up a little bit here because I want to make sure you can see the bottom. So it's kind of like the thoughts that other people had about you, and then there's the unconscious thoughts, and those are coming from like the spiritual side, your intuitive side, and then you have your conscious thoughts, and that's what you're aware of. And so sometimes there's a battle of wills between those 3 minds, basically, and it talks about needing to take control of your mind and do what you feel, you know, like do what is best for you to move forward in a strong way. Yeah. So some sort of information came in, and it just came in a hurry. And because of that, now it has caused this situation. I feel that you're going to walk away. So, and this is like having regret about something. And there definitely was 3 people involved. And the cups, sometimes the cups just represent something that you really love to do or love to be, the people you love to be with, that kind of energy. So it could be family love, it could be love for a business, love for a city, you know, that kind of energy. Love for like a group you belong to, that kind of energy. But it's really caught, like whatever this information is, like the knights used to work in the old days, they worked for the court, like for the king and the queen, and they delivered messages. And of course, you know, in those days, they would be delivered by horse, and the knight also protected the palace kind of energy and did, you know, they have, this knight is kind of like a rebel with a cause energy. This is someone who's rushing in, they're going against the wind, the horse is totally stressed out, they've got their sword up, and you know they're running through barren lands. So this is an energy of not necessarily good news. You know, this could be some also emotional, like anger, that kind of energy. And if you notice in the background, there's these 4 birds flying here, and in the back of the sword cards of the like in the face cards, there's flocks of birds in the background, and there's 4 here rather than, so we'll see what that's about. I feel like it's significant for some reason. We have another message coming in, and this one was very slow moving, and this is about pentacles. And so the pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness, an energy of what, money, and money is just another form of abundance. And the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving. Like, you see the contrast between these two. The Knight of Pentacles is sitting, his horse is at a standstill, and he's taking time to look over, to decide, okay, what direction am I going to go in? He's focused on this pentacle, and so the information coming in is about money more than love. So this could be an indication that this has something to do with a business, maybe somewhere where you work, where you make money, that kind of energy. And now maybe you're the whole new world, you're walking away from your career, or you're walking away from the that company, but usually the cups do indicate there could be some sort of romantic love also. We'll see. The thing to know is that these are archetypes. So this could be young women in their masculine energy, as well as males in their masculine energy. Generally, this is someone around, they're an adult, like they're 21 to probably like 35-ish, kind of, that's the age. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the age of a particular person, but that's kind of the mindset. That's kind of the stage of life that they're in. And we'll see, and recognize also, it's probably not likely these days that a knight's going to show up at your door. You never know. But the message could be coming in by phone call, a letter, text, a post you see on social media, that kind of energy. So we have so many forms of communication now these days. And there's some energy here of temptation. So the devil's involved. And, this represents 2 lovers, or a masculine and a feminine energy. And they are chained to the box of Saturn here. And the devil is on their haunches in between them. And this represents like animal instinct, like going after what what tempts you more, like your animal drives. And so it does sort of talk then about more like lust energy. And there could be an issue here of someone walking away from a relationship because there was 3 people in it, or one of the 3 people is walking away from the relationship that they were in, kind of energy. So when the devil shows up, I always cover the devil, because you're not going to get the truth from the devil. And the devil always, they're not a person. Like, the devil is a temptation. It represents temptation. And so we want to see, did the devil has to send a minion in to do their bidding, or God sends someone in to stop it. And here we have the reason why anyway. Money. It's raining money. So I feel like this is about the pentacle. It could have involved a relationship, I feel, that was more about lust than love, but maybe was mistaken for love. And there is a lot of money involved. This is a lot of money. This talks about generational wealth. This talks about a legacy. And when the information from the Knight of Pentacles comes in, it's slow moving, but it generally is like a strong, like it's a strong information, and quite often it is regarding a business or money or whatever, but it's information that is true, or that has, like, there's some sort of paperwork with it, that kind of energy. So it looks like there was something going on that maybe you may have thought that you were in a relationship where there was love, but it was more about the money. I don't know exactly what that means as of yet. This is saying it's the end of that cycle. So you could be regretting that you got caught, that you got caught up with these three people, that you didn't get the money, that kind of energy. That's what it feels like. So let's see here. We have, the regret is kind of how you feel right now, how you identify with yourself right now. So it's crying over spilt milk. Now, do you regret what caused this spilt milk, or do you regret the fact that the milk spilt? That's what I'm trying to pick up here. And then this energy is about abundance and self-worth. So if there was maybe you were kicked out of a group, maybe you were no longer wanted in a group. So there could have been a relationship between three people, and two of the people, you know what they say, two's company, three's a crowd kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up. And then we have the communication in your early life. So this self-worth, I feel, has something to do with it. Like, this is three versions of yourself, and how you think at different ages. But it feels like your early life might have been a little bit of a battlefield, so your home and family life, your educational foundation in that. This represents, I feel like this is kind of like you lived in an angry house. You see how even the clouds look like they've been ripped, and things are always in a rush. This can also represent, I feel, someone that was always moving. If you lived in a family, like sometimes like in the military, they're always moving, like the family has to pick up and move. And so it could represent kind of an energy of having trouble making friends because of it. Because, just as you make friends, then you end up back at a new school and you have to make friends again. And then this energy, you notice like the sky and everything is totally different. This is true information that's coming in. I feel like in the past, whatever was happening here that caused you to walk away, and this can also be like you just were pushed away, that kind of energy. I'm not, but it was false information, like it was false energy here that you are now, it's going to change your world basically, and that energy is done. Whether or not that was because you ended it or because the two other people ended it, I'm not sure, but we'll look into it some more. So this is the what ifs. This is like if you're laying in bed and you're saying, what if, what if, what if? So the good news here is, like, if this was a false setting, you now have, you're free of it. And, it's I don't know what the money and all of that about. This isn't just money. This is lifestyle. Like the 10 of Pentacles is abundance of like have a happy home. You have the family life. You have time to visit with the neighbors. Like you're stopping in conversation. You have a child. You have pets. That kind of energy. It's like the traditional American dream kind of energy. So we'll see some more. We're going to look now, get the underlying energy for external forces outside of you. So the external forces outside, this is 7 cups here, okay? So if your cup has gone from the mixture, from the 8 here, something about that. There was a lot of opportunity here, a lot of energy around this situation to have a lot of opportunities to get what you wanted. Like this is someone that's waiting. This is like a lot of opportunities. The thing about this is you're not necessarily going to get these. You're going to have to work for them. And there's 7 cups here, and each of the cups has something, a gift in it. But some of those gifts are really, really challenging gifts. And, you know, like, unless you work for it, you won't, like, one has a snake, you know, like, you know, there's flowers in another. You know, it's that kind of energy. Like, you have to choose wisely the opportunities that you receive from this cup, because not all of them maybe would benefit you at this time. So you have to choose, okay, which of these opportunities, in what order am I going to take these opportunities? And like having to figure that out, you know. And then look at this, we have the 10 of Swords. So perhaps you were stabbed in the back by the energy here, 10 times it is, or this energy was about stabbing someone in the back 10 times and leaving them for unalive. And that energy is, I feel like how you were going to get how this money was supposed to show up. This is, this energy though, as scary as this card looks, this could be you that was stabbed in the back 10 times. Or this could be, you know, doing that to these 2 people. Or it could be the 3 of you doing it to someone else, and whatever happened, the opportunities that you were going to get from this devil energy are now, it didn't happen. So maybe the whole group has split up now. I don't know, it's really kind of different energy. We'll see. So this is the external forces. This is what you don't have control over. What you can control is how you behave now that this information has come out, and figure out, okay, where are we going to go from here? Sometimes this card can be a blessing in disguise, because the person's hand here is in the form of a blessing, like the Hierophant. So again, I'm picking up this energy of, okay, the energy of when you were a younger, your upbringing. And this is talking about this young woman is reaching into the lion's mouth. The lion represents your fears. And so the fears of the other people around you, because this is external forces, or what it could be these people you were afraid of. These people, these could have been people you grew up with, and you know, you didn't feel like you had a choice, you know, that kind of energy. Because this here, perhaps if you would have had the money, did make it, but like this is kind of saying it didn't, or what you were doing was for money, but then that didn't work out, because this is 10 and this is 10, and this is 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1, and this, we're talking about moving into this new cycle again. So this is about facing childhood fears and that subconscious mind. And then there's a possibility for, you know, for possibilities to come in. These could be the fears of the people outside of you, or they could be the fears within you. And those fears were caused by external forces. So maybe you were in a situation that you didn't feel like you could get out of because of, you know, but I feel like it's something that's been going on a long time for you. Yeah, and then we have, this is also sort of like regret here. This is looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pentacles, and then there's one here. And I feel like that one represents this one. And I feel like this energy, oh, the 4. I feel like, you know, 10 minus 4 is like these 6 here are gone, and you only have 1 left. And so the money didn't come in that was expected from whatever this is, and now the group may be breaking up, or you may have been kicked out of the group. This person is studying like all the work that they put into this energy, and it just didn't, it fell flat. That's the energy that's coming up. And It had something to do with lovers. Unfortunately, this energy is talking about choices lovers make. And in between here, there's a cloud, right? So I feel like this card was originally, when the tarot started, about who do you choose for lover? Like the people you choose to like marry and be with. And I feel like there was and it could have been a mutual agreement between three people to be in a relationship together. And I don't have, like, whatever judgment that is like, whatever, like that's not really the problem. It's what the people did kind of energy when they were in this together. And I'm just picking up an energy of the regret being, that all the time that you put into this energy, and then when things didn't go the way they were expected to go, you ended up like being, left out, and like you took all, put all your energy into this, and all you got out of it was this one pentacle when this information came in. So we don't really know exactly what that is, but I do feel like with this walking away from, and like now, like we have cups, and we have lovers here, and like look how similar, the energy is here. Like now, like these people are chained to temptation. So the two people are chained to temptation, and the third one is no longer there. That's the kind of energy. And then we have a tower, yeah. Yikes, Taurus, this is quite the energy. So the tower hits, and it's a reality check. So whatever this was here wasn't what you thought it was. And it's ending the world as you know it. Yeah, and I feel like you've been forced to walk away from it. And the opportunities that everybody thought they were going, it's probably that because of the opportunities that everybody thought they were going to get ended here. Like this energy is like 2 tens. So what you thought, or what you were offered, or what you worked towards didn't happen. And it was because of this information that came in about this pentacle, and that's kind of what you have left instead of all of this. So that's, but the good news is you're on a new cycle now. And so I feel like this regret could be about the whole situation. And you could have been, left kind of, you could have been stabbed in the back, and they blamed everything on you, and you don't even know what, you don't even really know what happened. The lightning hits the tower because it feels like because this information came in, and it feels like you had to dig really deep and I feel like it could have been people you knew for a long time, like since you were younger. It could even be family that was involved with this. And then we have the moon. So the moon represents when the fool starts out on their journey. The energy is, they are on their journey, and the moon is when the fool comes across a situation where there's a lot of illusion, and it's saying to stay on your path, you have to get out of your emotions, and you have to make yourself vulnerable to get through that path, get past the dog and the wolf. They're howling at the moon. And you notice here we have the full moon, the new moon, and the sun all together. So this quite often represents eclipse energy. And we had a lot of eclipses. I think back about 4 months ago, the eclipse season ended. And that energy was when this started to fall apart. And then I feel like the energy just built. So this is an illusion that's totally been broken. Secrets and everything are done. And this is talking about having to kind of face whatever this is. And we have in this position, this is about commitment, marriage and partnerships that you're in with other people, like people close to you. So if this was like an arrangement between 3 people, that is over. But it might be a blessing in disguise that it's over. Because this is commitment, marriage, and partnerships. And then this is about death to something. So the good news is the illusion is broken now. So you are able to, and you have faced your fears from your childhood. Perhaps you said something and that's why you've been kicked out of the group, kind of energy. And you didn't, maybe on some level, and because I keep seeing this as maybe you were blackmailed, maybe there was some extortion. I don't know exactly what is going on here, but it just boom, and it boom, fell apart like that. So we have, this is about your education, your higher learning, how it's about your learning from being in the world. And then this is talking about your career and your reputation, and also your public image. So this is affecting that in a negative way, and that's probably because of where the loss of money comes from. And then this is blessings from friends, and look at this is like the friends you had, the people you were in communion with. And it's a tower, it blew apart. And so that's why this is here. I feel that maybe something happened and you were the one that was blamed for everything, kind of energy. You're set up is what's coming up, that kind of energy. Not for everybody. Take this in context. This could be as simple as just there was a relationship, and it just the relationship, but it's changed your world because you're no longer part of that energy. And then we have this is about endings and secrets and spirituality, and so it's right there. But this looks like it's not fun, whatever this is, that's for sure. Having said that, the good news is you're moving forward in a totally different way now than it was, and it may be a blessing in disguise. Let's look into this a little bit more, and let's see what's happening here. So if you're enjoying this, please do like and comment, and I'm going to clarify this with my oracle. I'm just sort of syncing these cards in with what we have here, and just see what wants to pop out. This is my oracle, Tales from the Vector, and this is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I started in 2007, and in 2020 I completed all 64 paintings. So I'm working with the energy online now, so I can get the information to bring it out, and I'm looking for the information for the booklet to bring the actual deck out. Okay, so let's see here. What wants to come out here? It's like nothing wants to come out. It's like, okay, there we go. Okay, here it is. Okay, so this card, 13, this is about transition. So this rarely represents an actual death. It's more like a transition of energy, like a death of the old way and a rebirth of new energy coming in. And some people feel like the number 13 is unlucky. I don't personally feel like that. I had my very first child on the 13th of the month, and it was the biggest blessing of my life. So that energy, I feel, is more of a superstition. The Tao, let's look at the underlying energy. Okay, the reason you're walking away and you're done with this is because of this tower. So that's confirming, and there could have been a divorce. So this could be an energy where you didn't know about the third person, and you're walking away from your life because of it. So the tower hit, and it's a reality check, And now that you have the information, you're done with it. I get the impression now from this that you were not maybe aware of the third person. And that's the problem. For some people, it could be different. There's a lot of different energies coming in, but I'm reading for Taurus here. And this is the energy that, you know, I'm looking to get the information for. So there was some sort of jealousy here. And hey, if there was jealousy here, you were right. But there's also like sibling rivalry here, which I'm talking about, like this family energy. So we'll look, you know, but you're walking away because you would rather be better than bitter. So I feel like this is a blessing in disguise for you. And if you didn't, especially if it could even be the energy that you agreed to this, but it was because of the way that, you know, not necessarily feeling that you were worthy of more than that on some level. And we'll see. Okay, so we've got the Hierophant. And so, yeah, this is talking about traditional structure. So you might have wanted the traditional structure and then sort of, you know, your partner didn't. And so that's the energy that you agreed to, but you have regret over it because you would have rather been a couple. That's the energy coming up. You preferred the traditional structure. And or it was vice versa, that kind of energy. And denial. What I don't know won't hurt me. So yeah, it's kind of like maybe this energy is talking about just being really naive, that kind of energy about how this could affect you. And it also could be you had no idea this third person was involved in this way, and it could have been a friend or a family member, unfortunately. Because now this energy, like this could be like, bang, they were discovered. You know, you could have come home or something and discovered them. And this is, the Libra energy on this is about people that are at marrying age, right? Like, so this is like, when I was saying the nights are usually around 21 to 35 kind of, yeah, like right here, it's card number 35. That's the energy I'm picking up. And so what you anticipated out of this marriage or this relationship, this partnership, you know, you had certain expectations and those weren't met. And expectations always create limitations. I feel like you may have known about this part, I still feel like, but you didn't expect it to be the way it was. You thought it would be, something that would work out okay, and then you found out it didn't. So whatever you found out here at this first message, then the next message comes in about the Pentacle, and this is an energetic upgrade for you. You're out of there. You hightailed it out of this energy, and you recognize, like, so this is the position of, you know, what you want from your romance, and if you have a family, what you want for your family. And that, it's kind of like saying that kind of energy. But this represents an energetic upgrade. So when this information came in, even though this could be that you are receiving the money now because of finding out something that happened here, or you lost the money but you don't care because you're more concerned about your, you know, how you want things to be. And then we have the Sagittarius energy. So this is about, you know, going on a new adventure, expansion rather than contraction. The thing to remember here is that you could have all the money in the world, but if you don't have love, and that's what you really want, and you thought you had it but you didn't, then this is like a blessing in disguise for you. And yeah, it's going to give you an opportunity to move forward in a different way. As I'm talking here, there's just a bazillion sirens going off. So, you know, I feel like you may have left this situation just at the right time. It was a blessing in disguise that what happened, even though I'm getting it wasn't fun. And then we have on external forces, yeah, someone was really in their ego and wasn't keeping their ego in check and just got caught doing something. And it seems to, it involves quite a bit of money also. So when the cards come up for zodiac signs, and especially in a reading like this where it's an energy of, the collective, I don't take these as actual people. There may be people that have these signs that were involved in your case. So that's on a little bit more personal level for you, but I'm talking more about the stage of life that you're in. And, it's not an actual age. It's more of a stage of life and a state of being. And what, like the Sagittarius energy is wanting adventure in your life. So this could have represented adventure and wanting to expand your knowledge base and rather than staying in the old traditional way. And that's all, whatever, that's all good. But someone was in their ego. And there was some mother's worry here. And that's a major accomplice. So this kind of energy can talk about your concern for your own family now, or your concern, or your mother's concern for you. And it could say this could have involved family, and your mother could have been involved in or had some knowledge about what was going on. So this could have been a situation that was happening with your parents, and you were involved in, like, this is like you're one of the children that came out of this family, because that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up. So for some of you, this is something that your parents went through, but it's really having an effect on you, or it had an effect on you when you were younger, and it sort of set the stage for where you are now. And then this is about manifesting. So the energy of having someone not keeping their ego in check and thinking, okay, it's kind of like the energy of feeling like you should be able to have it all, but not necessarily being willing to work for it all. And that usually doesn't work out. Like having things, like finding a magical way to have things just happen for you, and not wanting to put the work in. And that's the external forces. So this is an energy of manifesting. This here is manifesting off the naivety of other people, I feel like. Or the energy of being in a family that is doing this is how they make money. And lack of awareness. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, this is like about missed opportunities, and that's here. Because when you don't understand what's happening, you miss out on the opportunities. But I think in your case, because the opportunities were temptation, to get easy money is what's coming up. And I don't know if the whole group, everybody who was involved, it's like they're all stabbing each other in the back kind of energy. And you are one of the people, that is on the out because of it. But being on the out because of it was a blessing in disguise. The Hangman. So having the Hangman is about regaining balance in your life. And so this is a balance between masculine and feminine energy. So that energy is, having a better understanding of yourself, so that if you're going to get in a relationship again, that when you do, you will have this energy of understanding yourself way better. Your intuitive side and your logical side, all of that type of energy, making strong choices and learning from the past and moving forward. What is this Tower about? Because in my deck, in the Oracle, the Tower card is about divorce. And so that might be the energy. So yeah, if you're in a relationship where 2's company and 3's a crowd, there's going to be a lot of drama. And, you know, this is kind of an energy, you know, in the tower, one person here is looking shocked that this happened, and the other is looking like, oh no, I knew it was going to happen. And it could be about all the drama and trauma, and it could be something that's public just because of the place that this card is in. So it's, you know, it's a messy situation, that's for sure. But all the secrets are out about it. And so now the good news is, like, it's a new world and you can move forward. We have the High Priestess. And so this is about having joy and being close to on your divine path. So the High Priestess is using her intuition. And this is again talking about like the full moon, the new moon, and the sun shining on this. So this is an energy of being able to have a joyful life again. So the loss of the Pentacles, I'm just getting, they were never really there anyway. They were just kind of an illusion that this was going to, whatever this easy money was going to work. And you possibly got caught up in it. And, you know, now, like, this card is saying, like, this is about spirituality as well as, like, getting back on your path and being what you were designed to be. And, you know, letting go of any jealousy here. And because I'd rather be better than bitter. Learning from this and just move forward. And I feel like on some level, you are being protected because you got caught up in something that I don't feel like you really understood what was really happening. There was a lack of awareness here. And now you have a clear picture of what was happening. And it's going to allow you to move forward in a different way, in a better way for you, more in alignment with your path. Not the most amazing new moon reading, but new moons are for new beginnings. So I will be doing a reading for the end of the month, and we'll see, Taurus, how this energy plays out. Of course, this is a lot of different situations. This could be something very minor all the way to something like what was described here. But I was given the worst case scenario that I was talking about, and then the energy, you know, take it from there. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you have, please like and comment, and I will be back with another reading for you at the end of the month. Bye for now. Okay, Stella, you have to wake up, little kitty. Okay, you have to wake up. Oh, gee.